Man, this week's got a whole lot of comics, a whole lot of new ones. It's time to take a look at what's coming out so I can tell you what I'm getting. What's up, guys? BJ Kicks here. I buy comics, I read them, and I review them, all for your viewing pleasure. If you're new here, welcome. If not, welcome back. On this channel, I do comic book unboxing, reviews, interviews, haul videos, really everything you can think of. So if you're interested, then hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon. That way you're notified when new videos go live. Now, speaking of new subscribers, we are like this close. At the time of this recording, we only need 50 more to hit 5,000 subscribers. And when we do, man, I'm having such a massive giveaway event. We got prizes from all over the place, but the grand prize winner is going to win this Ultimate Fallout 4 second printing, covered by Sarah Pichelli, in a CGC 9.6 with the Miles Morales custom label. Listen, all you got to do to be eligible for this grand prize is, of course, be a subscriber to the channel, hit a like on this video, leave a comment on this video and any video where I promoted the giveaway. Once we hit 5,000 subscribers, I'm going to pick a random video where we promoted this. I'm going to use a YouTube comment generator to select a winner. Anyone's eligible, but if you are outside of the United States, I will ask you to cover your own shipping cost. But now that that's out of the way, super thanks to everyone who's been subscribing to the channel, and good luck to you. Now, we got a whole lot of comics coming out this week. I have a very X-Men heavy list, so I'm excited about that. So we got to talk about the books that I'm most excited for. Before we do, huge shout out to our channel sponsor, Ultimate Comics. Now, you guys know I've been shopping at Ultimate Comics for 3 years now. Ever since I first got into comics, they're the best shop in North Carolina. They got 4 locations in the Raleigh-Durham area. And if you're not local to our area, no worries. You can shop online at ultimatecomics.com and twice a week on the Ultimate Comics live show. So definitely get your shop on and tell them I sent you. And thanks to Ultimate Comics for sponsoring this video. Now, let's get into the book that I'm most excited about this week. And of course, it's a brand new #1 from Marvel Comics. This is X-Men Red #1. So back during the Hellfire Gala, basically in Planet-Size X-Men and all that, my bad. My screen's flashing on the other side over there. But yeah, back during the Hellfire Gala, the mutants decided to terraform Mars, and they turned Mars into Arakko. And during that process, they basically appointed Storm to be their queen. And so this book is a brand new X book set on Arakko, aka Mars, with Storm as the leader. She's got a whole team putting together. There's threats that they got to fight. I'm excited about it because I'm a big fan of Storm. So this one's got a cover price of $4.99. I'm getting that cover A. Now, let's talk about the rest of the books on my Marvel Comics pull list, because like I said, all but one of them is X-Men related. So we'll start with the one that's not X-Men, and that is Devil's Reign #6. So Devil's Reign, this is the final issue of the Devil's Reign miniseries by Chip Zdarsky and Marco Checchetto. Some of the best art that I've seen from Marvel outside of the X-Men office. So that's been really dope. But yeah, so you can definitely check out Devil's Reign. I am like 2 issues behind. This was my first kind of hint or look at the at the Chip Zdarsky Daredevil. I had not been reading Daredevil by Chip Zdarsky, but I jumped into this event blind, and it's been pretty fun. You kind of got like a different twist on the Civil War or like the Mutant Registration Act and stuff like that. So it's a story that, you know, it feels familiar, but it's new, it's interesting, it's fun. So definitely excited about that. So Devil's Reign #6 has a cover price of $5.99. I'm getting the cover A. And now we can talk about all the X-Men I'm buying this week, starting off with Marauders issue #1. So Marauders is getting a brand new #1 with a brand new creative team. If you didn't check out the Marauders annual #1 by Steve Orlando, this was the same creative team from that book. But we're following Kitty Pryde, or Kate Pryde, and a slightly updated team, and a kind of a reset of the Marauders' mission to go out and find mutants that weren't able to make their way to Krakoa for whatever reason. So I like this back to basics. It seems like with a lot of the X-Men titles, we went kind of far out with the Krakoa stories. And now that we know that Krakoa is basically here to stay due to the events of Inferno and then the 10 Lives and 10 Deaths of Wolverine, we can kind of get more episodic stories from all the books, honestly. So I'm excited to see Marauders take a turn back to that. And hopefully this is pretty good. It's got a cover price of $4.99. I'm getting the cover A. And next up, again, it's all X-Men from here on out. We're looking at X-Force issue 27. X-Force, still written by Benjamin Percy, with art, I believe, by Josh Cassara. And this has been a pretty good series. I've been enjoying it. They've taken a bit of a break while the 10 Lives and 10 Deaths has been going on. But again, now that we've got this huge building story arc and looming presence out of the way, we can get back to a little bit more of an episodic nature in our X-Men comics. So I'm excited to get back to that. New threats coming to Krakoa. The X-Force has got to snuff them out. So that's got a cover price of $3.99. I'm getting the cover A. And then another book from X-Force. In case you didn't get enough X-Force this week, we've also got the X-Force Annual #1. And this one, I don't even know what the story is, but if you haven't been reading X-Force, issue 27 is going to be a good jumping on point because it's kind of the first new arc since the 10 Lives and 10 Deaths of Wolverine. But if you don't want to commit to a whole series, go ahead and get this annual. You'll meet the team. You'll see them take on a threat and you'll have some fun doing it. The X-Force Annual #1's got a cover price of $4.99. I'm getting cover A. And the last book on my Marvel Comics pull list this week is X-Men 92, The House of X CII, which if you didn't pay attention in elementary school, it's okay. That is the Roman numeral for 92. House of X, with the 92 style. So X-Men 92 is a series they bring back every now and then, but it's the X-Men in like their animated series stylings. And so the whole story in this one is that House of X happens, but it happens in 1992. So 30 years ago from, the modern Krakoa era. So apparently it's not just going to be a rehashing of House of X. It's going to be like some different twists, some different things going on. So I'm excited to see how it goes. I mean, it could just be an X-Men cash grab, but I'm a 90s kid, so why would I not buy it? This one's got a cover price of $3.99. I'm getting the cover A. And that's it from my Marvel Comics pull list. So if I did the math right and I stick to the list, my Marvel Comics are going to cost me $29 this week. Not terrible. I think I'm actually still under budget, so it's pretty good. So we talked about Marvel. Now let's talk about DC, where there are only 2 books on the pull list this week. I know, it's crazy. I double checked it, and triple checked it. I checked it a lot to make sure I wasn't tripping. But first up on my DC Comics pull list is Batman issue 122. This is technically the first issue kicking off the Shadow War if you didn't read the Alpha issue. So, this is in the solicits for the Shadow War, so I apparently somebody's killing Ra's al Ghul. If they didn't do it in the Alpha, they're going to do it in this issue of Batman, and that's going to spark off a whole chain of events. It's Joshua Williamson, it's Batman, it's an exciting event, and we're going to get Damian in it, so sign me up. Batman issue 122, it's got a cover price of $4.99. I'm getting the cover A. And the only other book on my DC Comics pull list is Monkey Prince issue #2. Monkey Prince is written by Jean Lin Yang with artwork by Bernard Chang. And this is just one of those fun palette cleanser type books. This kid, I forgot his name. Is it Marcus? I don't remember the kid's name, the main character's name, but he's got like an unhealthy fear of water and an unhealthy fear of Batman, and he's got to confront both. The first issue, he gets his head chopped off. The second issue was just fun. You're learning new things about this kid. And he's just got ridiculous powers. And he's kind of coming and growing into them. So I've been enjoying the series. It's set in Gotham, which is always great. And it's fun. It's just a fun comic book with a lot of cool references that I enjoy quite a lot. So Monkey Prince #3 has a cover price of $3.99. I'm getting the cover A. And that's it for my DC Comics pull list. So if I stick to the list, those books are only going to cost me $9. If you're keeping up, we're only at $38 for the week so far. I take that as a win. Do you? Let me know. Stupid camera died. Where were we? Let's just start over with the indie comics. So, my independent creator-owned smaller publisher list, that's usually the lightest list in the bunch, but I don't think anybody's going to beat DC this week with just 2 books on the list. But first up from my independent pull list is Firepower, issue number 19. Firepower by Robert Kirkman and Chris Samney. It's got family. It's got action. It's got Vin Diesel. Okay, it doesn't have Vin Diesel, but it does have Jordans, and I love Jordans sneakers. So anyway, Firepower number 19. I still got to get caught up on this series. I'm like 3 issues behind. It's got a cover price of $3.99. I'm getting cover A. Next up on the indie pull list is Radiant Red, issue number 2. Now, you guys know Radiant Black has kind of spawned a whole universe. There's the Rogue Sun. There's Radiant Red. Why do I feel like there's a Radiant Pink series or something? There's a bunch of books that came out in the last month that are really expanding this whole Radiant Black universe. There was even an homage cover last week from the Astro City reboot. But anyway, I've been enjoying it. I feel like I need to slow down a little bit. I'm getting a little bit too many more, or a few more books than I can read on a regular basis. But Radiant Red giving us some backstory from, or to Radiant Red. Backstory to, backstory from, backstory of the Radiant Red character. Anyway, it's only a 5-issue miniseries, so I'm going to stick it through. It's got a cover price of $3.99. I'm getting cover A. And now, speaking of books that I thought I was going to drop and just can't drop, The Scorched number 4 is out this week, and I wasn't going to buy it. Especially when you're looking at that A cover, and it's already a series that you don't really need to read, right? But then look at this B cover. It's the Jim Lee X-Men homage, and it connects to The Scorched number 3. Come to find out, they're going to be doing these connecting covers for the next few issues, all the way up through issue 6, I believe. So I'm the sucker that's going to stick with The Scorched through their whole first story arc just because of the covers. Oh, well. I mean, make a good cover if you want me to buy it, right? Anyway, so that's got a cover price of $2.99. Not bad. I'll pay $3 just for the cover. And I'm getting the cover B by Todd McFarlane. Next up, and the last book on my pull list this week is The Walking Dead Deluxe, issue number 36. You guys already know I'm buying The Walking Dead by Robert Kirkman in the deluxe format because it's in color. It's got cardstock paper, and The Walking Dead's never been in color, and I've never read The Walking Dead, so why not experience it in color? So it's got a cover price of $3.99, and I'm getting cover A. And that's it for the independent comics. The independent comics on my pull list. If I just stick to the list, there's only going to be 15 of those, which means $15. I'm spending $15 on indie books, which brings my grand total up to $53. That's before taxes and my 10% subscriber discount at my LCS, Ultimate Comics Raleigh. So I'm actually under budget. Once they take off the 10%, I'll be right at $50 when I check out. And that's a win. That's a win for me any day of the week. So there's a lot of books that I didn't buy to make sure that I stayed on this. There's a couple of number ones I'm not trying out. See if I can find one. All right. So just looking at books coming out this week that I'm not buying that might be interesting to you. Deadpool Bad Blood, number 1. Didn't even know that was a thing. Let's see. Another interesting sounding book. Did you know there was a Lego Ninjago comic book? Lego Ninjago Garmadon, number 1. That sounds interesting. Moon Knight number 10's out. I decided I'm just going to wait for Marvel Unlimited for Moon Knight, even though I love that series by Jed McKay. It's really good. One of the best books, honestly. Spider-Punk number 1 from Marvel Comics. I don't need another Spider book on my list, although that cover from Olivier Coipel is awesome. It's just great. So be on the lookout for that. Is there anything else that I would pick up on this list? I think that's it. I think that's those are the only books that I would buy. Oh, Wonder Woman Historia, The Amazons, number 2. That book has some beautiful artwork, but it's an $8 book. I'm already at my budget limit. So interesting books coming out this week. Let me know what you're grabbing that's not on my list. Let me know what you're grabbing that is on my list. And hopefully it's good books. Hopefully you enjoy them. right? And if not, hey, that's cool. But you can always buy what you like. Just make sure you read what you buy and be nice to others, because kindness makes the world go round. Peace.